Hey there. The video I'm doing today is going to be on the listening lecture. I found this lecture pretty cool. I learned that there were four types of listening. I believe there was time oriented, people oriented, action oriented, and I want to say critically oriented. I think that's correct. Either way, I took one of the I guess personality tests to determine what kind I was that the professor had, and not so surprisingly, it came back for me as the one that I'm a little unsure of. I think it's the critically oriented one, or but anyway, yeah, that was the one I got. I was a little bit more impatient, or that's what it was. I pick out the logic errors more often, it seems, in other people's statements. And I mean, I do get a little impatient. I believe my second place overall was the time oriented one, which I can see as well. I'm sure my girlfriend would also agree with that. But overall, the test was pretty cool. It didn't necessarily tell me too much that I didn't know. However, when professor was going over how to kind of handle or treat each type of listener, that was very interesting news to me. I think it's safe to say my significant other is a very heavily people oriented listener, and I am not so much. And, I've always kind of been like, oh, I'm logical, you're emotional. But I think that's a little unfair to say. And I like seeing the positives and negatives of my way of listening and other people who are people oriented, their pros and cons to listening. Because honestly, it is very fair to say I am not the best when it comes to making relationships with new people. Once I'm comfortable with people and all that, of course, like everything's fine. But, you know, my girlfriend, for example, she could go talk to some girl she's never seen before in her life, and they'll have each other's phone numbers, calling each other every night, like within the week. Like, I can definitely tell the difference, but you could tell she orients her listening and probably her responses very much like a personal connection about the well being of the other person. So that is something that I wish I could do, but that's just not me, unfortunately. I'm a let's get this done, we got a deadline to do type of listener. But anyway, that's all I have for this week. Thank you.